All right. Good morning, everyone. Today's topic is recruitment and marketing strategies for registered apprenticeship programs. And well, one of the questions that the Start Today team hears the most from sponsors is, how do we find more apprentices? Well, the truth is that you can build an outstanding registered apprenticeship program, but if people don't know that it exists or they don't understand that apprenticeship, what it has to offer, it becomes much harder to attract qualified applicants. The good news for you is that successful recruitment isn't always about spending more money. It's about telling your story, reaching the right people, and helping them see why apprenticeship is a good program and why it's a great opportunity for them. Throughout today's webinar, I'd encourage you to think about your own organization. If someone visited your website or saw one of the job postings that you have today, would they immediately understand why they should apply for your apprenticeship program? Over the next several minutes, we're going to explore practical strategies that you can begin using right away just to strengthen your recruitment efforts and build a stronger pipeline for your future apprentices. So one of the biggest challenges that sponsors face isn't just a lack of interest. It's that many people simply don't understand what registered apprenticeship is. Some people think registered apprenticeship only exists in the blue-collar trades, and when in reality, they span it's into many range of industries, from healthcare and IT to finance and hospitality. That means that before sponsors begin to recruit, they often need to educate. So every piece of the marketing that you create should answer one simple question: why should someone choose your apprenticeship program? Your marketing should clearly communicate what apprentices can earn while they learn, how they can receive structured hands-on training, they can earn wage increases as they develop their skills, they can receive that nationally recognized credential, and they can build a long-term career through their registered apprenticeship program. These are the things that people want to know when they're looking for a career. Once people understand what apprenticeship is, the next step is to help them understand why they should choose your program. Now look at this slide. Notice that none of these points focus on job duties. That's intentional. Most applicants aren't looking for another job. They're looking for a better opportunity. So instead of leading with a long list of responsibilities when marketing your apprenticeship program, focus on what apprentices gain or applicants are going to gain when they join your program. List things like starting wages, planned wage increases, career advancement, benefits, paid training, or little to no student debt. These are the things that help people picture themselves building a future and working for you and working in your organization. Now that we've talked about highlighting these opportunities instead of job duties, let's look at how the difference shows up in real messaging. So if you're looking at this, you can see like seeking entry-level technician, or we see start a paid career pathway with on-the-job training with wage increases. And when you're looking at this, like which one looks better? Which one tells the story? I believe the second one tells a better story, right? It helps applicants picture where they're going, not just what they're going to be doing. So another great way to tell a story is by highlighting your apprentices. Share their experiences. Talk about where they started, what they've learned, where they are today. People are going to connect with people far more than they connect with just job descriptions. Now, we've talked about that. We want to talk also, how are you going to get these stories out there? Let's talk about social media. This is one of the easiest and most cost-effective ways that you can market your apprenticeship program. Whether you're actively recruiting or not, chances are that before someone submits an application, they're going to be doing just a little bit of research on your organization, right? So they're going to visit your website. They're going to look at your Facebook page, maybe if you have one. They might search for you on LinkedIn or on Instagram. And what they're trying to do is they're going to answer a few simple questions, right? They want to know what your organization's like, would I enjoy working there, and can I picture myself working there? Can I see myself there? The good news is that social media gives you this opportunity to answer questions before someone ever applies to work for you. So now you don't need to be on every platform. I mean, think about where the audience is that you're trying to reach most of that time, and use those mediums. So here, I'm just going to go over some of the mediums that we have, like Facebook. It's great for connecting with your local community. You can share hiring events there. You could celebrate apprentices' graduations, reach out to parents maybe who could be helping someone with career exploration. You could post on LinkedIn. This is a great platform for showcasing your organization professionally. It's an excellent place to highlight apprentices' accomplishments, connecting with business partners, and demonstrating your investment in workforce development. Now, if you're trying to reach maybe a younger audience, you can use platforms like Instagram and TikTok. They can be very effective. You would want to do like short, authentic videos that are often performing better than highly polished advertisements, just because people want to see what it's actually like to work for your organization. And also remember, don't overlook YouTube. Even a short video introducing your apprenticeship program that just shows a day in the life of an apprentice could answer many of the questions that prospective applicants might have before they ever contact you or look at taking that next step. So now that we've looked at social media platforms that you might want to use, what should you actually post when you're going to do this, right? One of the biggest mistakes that organizations make is only posting when they have job openings. So instead, remember to think about telling the story of your apprenticeship program throughout the year. Introduce your apprentices, highlight your mentors, celebrate graduation and signing ceremonies. Share short videos of apprentices that are learning new skills throughout the year. Anything that you think that someone would want to learn about your program, post it throughout that year. Even something as simple as answering frequently asked questions about apprenticeship can help remove some barriers for someone who's considering applying for your program. People want to see real people when they're doing real work, right? So they want to know what it's like and that experience is like doing that work. So the more authentic that your content is, the more trust that you're going to build with future applicants. Remember, every post doesn't have to be professional production. Sometimes just a quick photo taken during training, a quick little blurb, a little video of a mentor, maybe a one-on-one visit from a mentor to an apprentice tells a much better story than a polished marketing campaign. And as you build your online presence, there are a few simple best practices that can make a big difference. First, be consistent. You don't have to post every day. Even posting once or twice a week helps keep your apprenticeship program visible. Second, you could use photos, videos whenever possible. The visual content almost always attracts more attention than just text alone. Keep videos short and authentic. Like I said, people don't expect perfection. They just want to get a glimpse of what it's like to work at your organization. Whenever you post about apprenticeship, include a direct link to your application and provide clear instructions on how someone can take that next step. I can't say how many times I've looked at a website and I don't know where their application is. Finally, think about the application experience itself. Many applicants will complete everything from their iPhone. So if your application process is difficult to navigate on a mobile device, you might lose some good candidates. So do look at that and think about that, because a lot of the time, if they can't get through that application process that simple, they're not going to finish applying. Another tip that I would encourage you to consider is just asking your current employees and apprentices to share your posts. It doesn't cost anything to ask them to share your posts. Remember, their friends and family already know and trust them. So when they're sharing your organization's stories, your message is often reaching people that you may have never even thought about, and they may have never seen it otherwise. Here's an important reminder. Finally, don't overlook your website. Your website and your application process are part of your marketing strategy. So think about it from the applicant's perspective. They have seen one of your social media posts, right? They're interested. They think they're going to maybe apply for a program. Now they visit your website. Can they quickly find the information about your apprenticeship program? Do they understand what apprenticeship is? And can they easily find the application? Or do they have to click through multiple pages before they find what they're looking for? If the process is confusing or frustrating, there's a good chance that they're going to move on. So the easier that you make it for someone to learn about your program and apply, the more likely they are to complete the process. Sometimes improving recruitment isn't about finding more applicants. It's just about making it easier for your interested applicants to say yes and actually apply. Now I'm going to shift our focus just a little bit to another important part of recruitment, which is expanding your outreach. One question that I do encourage our sponsors to ask themselves is, who aren't we reaching out to? Many people have never considered registered apprenticeship simply because no one has ever introduced it to them. Others might face barriers like transportation, childcare, limited exposure to certain industries, or misconceptions about who belongs in those careers. So expanding your outreach doesn't mean lowering your standards. It just means making sure that more people are aware of the opportunities and have the information that they need to decide whether apprenticeship is the right path for them. So the broader that your outreach is, the stronger your potential talent pipeline becomes. Ultimately, that's what recruitment is all about. So helping more people discover opportunities that they may have never realized were available for them could help you recruit more for your apprenticeship program. As we continue to think about expanding our outreach, it's also important to think about who we're reaching out to and who we're trying to reach. This slide is going to highlight several groups that are often underrepresented in apprenticeship programs, including women entering non-traditional occupations, veterans, individuals with disabilities, rural communities, English language learners, justice-involved individuals, adult career changers, and high school students. Now, this isn't about checking boxes or meeting quotas. It's about recognizing that talented people come from many different backgrounds, and some have never considered apprenticeships just because no one has shown them that that's an option. So one thing that I've learned, and I think our team has learned, is that representation really matters. So when prospective applicants visit your website, look at your social media, like I said earlier, attend one of your events. They want to know, potential apprentices want to know if they can see themselves working in your organization. When they see people like themselves succeeding in your apprenticeship program, it helps them believe that they belong there too. Sometimes seeing someone's success is all that it takes for a person to take that first step and actually apply for a job. And one of the simplest ways to improve recruitment is just by making your marketing more inclusive. It's going to start with taking an honest look at how you're representing or how you're presenting your organization. So are you using welcoming language? Like when you're posting your post, do your photos reflect the people who actually work in your organization? Or are you using just some quick photos offline? Are you using authentic photos? Are there qualifications that are listed in your job posting that aren't really necessary on day one? Sometimes we unintentionally discourage some of our good candidates simply by asking for experience that apprenticeship is really designed to provide. So I do encourage you to look at that when you're putting these job postings out there. Beyond your recruitment materials, do think about where you're sharing your message. Are you attending community events? Are you partnering with local organizations? Do you offer workplace tours? Are you hosting information sessions? The goal for you is to meet people where they're already at instead of expecting them to find you. You're looking for them. You want to recruit, right? The more visible that your apprenticeship program becomes in your community, the more opportunities that you'll create for people to learn about it. Now let's focus specifically on job postings. One of the most important recruitment tools that you have is your job posting, right? For many applicants, this will be the first introduction to your apprenticeship program. So when you look to do your job posting, ask yourself, does my job posting simply describe a position, or does it sell an opportunity? A strong apprenticeship posting should help applicants understand exactly what they're signing up for. So tell them about the apprenticeship model. Explain it. Explain how they're going to receive hands-on training while they earn that paycheck. Share the starting wage and how wages progress through the program. And highlight your benefits, the career advancement opportunities, and what it's like to work for your organization. Finally, make that application process clear. Like I said, you want to make it clear, you want to make it available. If applicants know exactly what to expect and how to apply, they're much more likely to follow through and apply for your program. Now, we've talked about what information should be included on a job posting. Let's just spend a minute talking about how to write it. One of the best things that you can do is keep your language clear and straightforward. So remember that your audience may know very little about your industry, or about registered apprenticeships. So if your posting is filled with technical terms and internal jargon, people may lose interest before they finish reading. So meet them where they're at. Another thing to consider is your qualification requirements. Ask yourself, is this something that truly needed to be learned on day one, or is it something that we can teach through apprenticeship? The purpose of a registered apprenticeship, after all, the program, is to develop knowledge and skills over time. So try not to eliminate good candidates by asking for experience that they haven't had the opportunity to gain yet. It's also important and helpful to explain what applicants can expect through their training process. Let them know that they're going to receive structured on-the-job learning, related instruction, and support from experienced mentors as they progress through their program. The more clearly that you explain what the apprenticeship experience looks like, the more confident applicants are going to feel about taking that first step. One of the most common mistakes that can be made is an organization asking for experience when the purpose of the apprenticeship is to develop that experience. This is just an example that we've seen out there, is that for applicants on applications, it'll say must have 2 years, or on a job posting, must have 2 years of experience. Consider saying something more along the lines of no prior experience required, training provided through our registered apprenticeship program. That small change sends a completely different message. It tells people that you're willing to invest in them, you're going to train them. Another idea is to include a short quote from one of your current employees or apprentices whenever possible. Just using something as simple as, I started with no experience, and today I have valuable skills, a nationally recognized credential, and a career path. That's a clear career path. Real stories can help applicants picture themselves succeeding in your program, and that personal connection can be far more powerful than just another list of job duties. The final strategy that we're going to talk about today is partnerships. This is the big one. So one thing our team has learned while working with apprenticeship sponsors across South Dakota is that the strongest recruitment efforts are rarely done alone. So successful sponsors can build relationships through their communities. They can build them through high schools, career and technical education programs, technical colleges, local job service offices, workforce development organizations, veteran service organizations, Chamber of Commerce, economic development groups, several different organizations throughout the state. All of these organizations are already working with the people who may be looking for career opportunities. So by building relationships with these partners, you're expanding your reach and helping more people discover apprenticeship. At the same time, you're creating a stronger workforce pipeline for your organization and for your community. Because at the end of the day, recruitment isn't just about filling today's openings, right? It's about building tomorrow's workforce and helping build your community. So now we've talked about who some of your community partners can be. Let's take a look at a few ways that you can work together. Strong partnerships don't happen overnight. It's like any good relationship, they do take time to build. The good news is that there are many simple ways to get started. First, consider participating in the local career fairs or speaking to high school students in classrooms about apprenticeship opportunities in your industry. You could invite students, job seekers, or community organizations to your facilities. You can give people the chance to see your workplace from inside out, meet your employees, and learn about your apprenticeship program to make a lasting impression on them. You might also consider hosting apprenticeship signing events or apprenticeship recognition ceremonies once your apprentices have completed their program or they're starting. These not only celebrate your apprentices' accomplishments, but they also create great opportunities to share your program and the community and throughout local media. Another simple strategy is just to provide recruitment materials to your community partners. The more that they understand about your program, the more confident they'll be referring potential applicants to you and helping funnel them over to your areas. The stronger that these relationships become, the stronger your recruitment efforts will become as well. So at the end of the day, your partners are going to become an extension of your recruitment team, helping you to connect with people that you may never have reached on your own. So never forget about your partners and working there and developing those relationships. And as we wrap up today's webinar, I do want to leave you with just a few key takeaways. First, remember that recruitment isn't something that you do only when you have an opening. The most successful apprenticeship sponsors are recruiting year-round by telling their story, they're celebrating their apprentices, and they're staying connected within their communities. Second, remember that marketing is about much more than advertising. It's about helping people understand who you are, what opportunities you offer, and why your organization is a great place to build a career. Third, outreach matters. The more people know about your apprenticeship program, the stronger your future talent pipeline is going to become, right? And finally, don't understand the value of your partnerships. Schools, workforce organizations, community groups, business partners, they all play an important role in connecting people with apprenticeship opportunities. If I had to summarize today's session in just one sentence, it would be this, that recruitment isn't a one-time event. It is an ongoing investment in your future workforce. So do keep that in mind when you go to develop your recruitment strategies and while you're trying to build your marketing strategies for these programs. Before I close, I would like to just leave you with one question to think about. What recruitment strategy has been most successful for your organization, and where do you see opportunities for improvement? And if you're joining us today live, I would encourage you to share your thoughts in the chat. Your ideas and your experiences may help another sponsor discover a strategy that they hadn't considered. And we would be more than happy to answer questions if you have them at this time.